God create? A masterpiece called you. First, He forms you, and then He shapes you. The next step of the process is that He begins to refine you. To refine you. To refine means to remove impurities or unwanted elements from a substance. Okay? So we have the potter, and he takes the clay from the bag, he wedges it, getting the air bubbles out. He puts it on the potter's wheel. He begins to give it some shape. He gives it shape. And whatever the potter wanted to make, let's just say a mug, he makes the mug, right? But he has to remove it from the potter's wheel so that it can dry. Now, when it was wet and when it was spinning, it was easily moldable. But he has to let the mud dry so that it can harden. He still has to be careful with it because it is still fragile. Okay, it is still clay. It's just a little bit harder than what it was. But it's hard enough to where he can refine it. So, get this. The potter has certain tools that he uses to refine the clay, the mug at this point, right? So he has certain tools. So the clay is dry. He puts it back on the wheel, and he begins to use these tools. Let's just say it's like a knife shape. It's a sort of cutting. The mug is spinning. It's spinning, and the potter, he's slowly and carefully removing unwanted things from the mug, making sure that this side is smooth, and he's using his hands and he's feeling it, he's tapping it, he's making sure that it's smooth all around, that it's even all around. And he has to use these tools to remove the things that's not needed on the mug. Listen to this. Isaiah 48:10 says, "See, I have refined you, though not as silver. I have tested you in the furnace of affliction." Listen to James 1:2-4. It says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." Just as the potter uses tools to refine the mug, the clay, God uses tools to refine you. God uses tools such as afflictions. God uses tools such as betrayals. God uses tools such as tests. He has to refine you and remove the things that's not needed, the unwanted impurities from you. He has to remove anger from you. He has to remove unforgiveness. He has to remove bitterness from you. And he has to bring out the character that he wants to see. He has to bring out love and the fruit of the Spirit. He has to produce perseverance. He has to produce patience. He has to produce character. He has to produce faith. He has to produce hope. He has to produce joy. It is very important that God removes those things from you so that you can become the masterpiece that he already knows in his mind. Now, the cutting will hurt. The cutting hurts. But the cutting is necessary for your process. It's all a part of the process. You have to be cut. Things have to happen in your life because it's going to produce something. Sometimes people fall away, and sometimes people say, "Why me, God?" or "Why is this happening to me?" But it's necessary for your process because it's going to produce something in you that was not there before. It is going to hurt. But God is trying to produce something in you. God gives you form. He gives you shape. And then after shape, he has to refine you. He has to refine you. Make sure you subscribe because the next step of the process is coming next.